What is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Jen and this is SEGA Heroes. Once again, this has got to be my third video in a week. These updates are dropping like crazy, and as you can tell by the title, we have another set of characters, and they are from that Sega RPG classic that is Phantasy Star, spanning from the Master System with Phantasy Star 1 going over to the Sega Mega Drive / Sega Genesis with 2, 3 and 4. And I'm pretty excited about looking at what these characters have to offer. But before I go into the characters, there is another little thing that will be dropping today if I do get this video out on the day. So you'll be seeing this in the morning and we'll be seeing some heroic events. I'll have the screenshot on screen right now because it loads up when you open the game, and I've already opened the game. I've already clicked the X, so that's my bad. So you'll see the screenshot and we'll be getting heroic events where we get the opportunity to get Phantasy Star shards. Which shards are we going to be getting? No idea, but seeing another kind of event is pretty cool. So I'm thinking that if we were to go into the campaign, we will have an option to do heroic versions of the missions that we've already done. That's my bet. I might be wrong, it might be a completely different mode, but that's just my bet. To get some of these newer characters, you've got to do the heroic difficulty of these stages. So with that out of the way, we'll go over to the screen over here and we can see that we can get a Rolf event bundle. And you can unlock straight off the bat, if you pay the required amount, you'll be unlocking Rolf, who starts off, as you can see, as a 1-star, because he only takes 10 shards to unlock. So I assume as you got the tier list once again, you can probably get this guy up to, you know, 3, 4-star, I think, with 100 shards, maybe 3-star, I'm not too sure. But it's nice to see some new characters. So without further ado, we'll just swipe right. Sounds familiar, but we will go into the set collection, and you can see already there underneath Jet Set Radio, we have the Phantasy Star set of characters. So let's start off with the most common of the bunch, and that is, of course, Rolf. And he is a blue hero. Again, you will unlock him after getting 10 shards, so maybe you'll get lucky in an ultimate chest and get him straight off the bat without having to pay anything. But you can also check out the diamond offers that, you know, refresh every time to try and unlock him as well. But Rolf, he has Megid, or Megid. I'm probably going to pronounce some of these names wrong, but essentially, Rolf fires an energy beam which explodes in a large blast. If Rolf's team health is greater than 50%, it deals 80 dark damage to the enemy team, otherwise deals 39 dark damage to the enemy team instead. So I assume when that says enemy team, that is probably means our allies, is what I'm thinking. Because it sounds quite confusing. Oh no, actually, I read that wrong. If the health is above 50, it will do the bigger damage. If the team's health is less than 50% as a whole, then it will do less damage. Sorry, it's because I read ally in the next bullet point, which is deals 30 dark damage to each other ally. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword here. It inflicts darkness on the target for 4 turns, and obviously darkness increases dark damage, so it is a double-edged sword, that is. It's definitely a double-edged sword. It takes 14 mana to charge up, so that's a double-edged sword. Let's see what else he's got to offer. He's got D-Mate, or Diamate. Diamate! I'm pronouncing it as I see it. I'm sure you guys will correct me in the comment section below, but this looks like a medical, a healing ability, which obviously it is. Rolf takes out a Diamate to heal an ally. Rolf restores 113 health to the ally with the lowest health. So if you got one of your characters that's in dire need, use this and you should be alright. There's plenty of stars about. If you're using Big the Cat, then you'll have more chance of healing, which is actually a nice combo to be trying out once you unlock him, because you're going to unlock him pretty soon. He's only got 10 shards. So that is pretty nice, and it's a nice little shout out to the potions in the Phantasy Star game. And then with his passive ability, Lakion Sword, or Lakion Sword, and this channels his strength through his Lakion Sword, making him a fierce opponent. So he has 28 bonus match attack damage, and obviously that will go as you level up that ability. So that is Rolf. Not bad for a blue. I think this double-edged sword we've got here is something you really probably need to use wisely. But the star ability, I think, combined with Big, could be good for a great healer. So that is something to bear in mind. So the next one, you'll be unlocking him at 3 stars, and that'll take you 50 shards, and that is Bren, the mechanical man from Phantasy Star 3, I believe, off the top of my head. I hope I'm not wrong. But he has the ability Positron Belt. And again, he's a green hero, so I don't know if I mentioned that. Is he a green hero? Let's double check. I could be getting this wrong. Yes, he's a green hero. Ren activates his Positron Bolt, emitting a salvo of energy bursts. Destroys the row with the most blue tiles, dealing 96 elemental damage, plus 34 damage per blue tile. So only probably a skill to use if blue tiles are dominating the board there. So that's something to bear in mind. And it looks like he has a healing ability also as his star skill. Ren repairs himself, restoring some health. Ren restores 153 health. And obviously that will go up as you level up. And his passive is Cyborg Body. As a cyborg, Ren is resistant to most human elements. Ren is immune to status effects and receives minus 10% less dark damage, which is pretty good if you're going against those dark enemies. You know, I'm talking about Hager and Hibana, you know, and Hatsuma, I think he does dark damage also. And obviously Death Adder does a bit of dark damage as well. But immune to status effects, that could be quite a game changer there, because that could really kind of like get you to mission on through some of those harder enemies that decide to just stack debuffs on you. So that is not bad. Not bad. I would say Cyborg Body is probably the better of the 3 abilities there. And then we go on to, we have 2 legendaries in this set of characters. First we'll go with the antagonist of the Phantasy Star games, and that is Lassic. And he is a red hero. He has Fault Lightning. Lassic channels his staff energy, generating a massive blast of lightning, destroys 2 columns with the most red and blue tiles, dealing 134 elemental damage to 2 random targets, plus 54 damage per red or blue tile destroyed. So again, this is another ability that relies on how many certain tiles are around when getting destroyed, and it also inflicts stun on those targets, which is also very nice to get that extra turn to try and finish off an enemy if they're going to be busting out a big attack. The mana cost is 18, which is quite big, but Raison D or Raison is his second ability. Lassic conjures a lightning strike, imbuing the battlefield with its power. Inflicts 70% elemental weakness on the enemy for 6 turns. So combined with a character that uses elemental attacks, for example, if you were to use this and then use probably Joe's 3-column blast, which does elemental damage, could really do some damage. Combined with someone with a bit of crit increase, you're going to be kicking some ass. You are definitely going to be kicking some ass. And then his passive is Dark Force. Corrupted by the Dark Force, the once benevolent King Lassic is now a powerful and evil ruler. It starts off with the battle with 20% evasion for 8 turns, which is nice. And his match attack inflicts 12% elemental weakness for 3 turns. So again, you're stacking that elemental weakness damage on the enemies, which can be quite nice for your elemental hitters. Like, I know that Big's Whale can also do a lot of elemental damage, which is nice. So again, I'd say he's got quite a nice set of abilities there, which is pretty cool for a red character. And then if we go over to the yellow hero, it is Alice Landale, and she is your yellow hero. She has Shield Bash. She bashes the target with her shield, speaks for itself. Creates an 8-turn shield tile of strength 66, deals 79 physical damage plus 42 damage per shield tile on the board. So the more shield tiles you've got on there, the more damage you're going to do with good old Alice. Or Alice, however it may be pronounced. Alice conjures a fireball, this is called fire by the way, and throws it at an opponent, deals 147 physical damage plus 19 damage per red tile on the board. Deals 50 physical damage per shield on the tile on the board. So again, this is another star attack that relies on a certain amount of colours on the board. So you want to have a bit of colour management with some of these new characters. But overall, you got the shield tiles on there, you look like you're going to be doing alright, along with the red tiles. And her passive ability is Warrior's Spirit. Alice, determined and headstrong personality make her a fierce warrior. Alice receives 10% less damage, and when Alice makes a match 5 or greater, she gains counter for 5 turns. So if she is going to be a big damage dealer, and looking at the base stat of 313, she probably is going to be dishing out some damage. She can be dishing out some almighty damage. So my overall overview of these characters is they're relying on a lot of colours being on the board. I think you're going to have a lot of colour management that, combined with the right characters that we already have in the game, you can have some nasty results for your opposition, which is very nice. So there we go, they are the Phantasy Star characters. They are in the game right now, so load up, have a look, try your luck. Can I purchase any in the store right now? Nope, Knuckles is there, Hibana. Refreshes in 20 minutes, so I might have a little bit of luck, but there will also be in the Arena shop and the Survival shop, so be on the lookout. Again, these updates are coming out of nowhere, so it can only mean one thing, that the global launch is getting closer and closer. So for you guys that have been following the videos, be excited, because it's just getting big. We have a story, we have Phantasy Star, Jet Set Radio, Sonic, Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, Shinobi, Super Monkey Ball. It can't get any bigger than that, and with all the SEGA IPs are out there that we want reviving, this game has an ultimate kind of potential. And the gameplay is very fun. It's based on the Match 3 dual style gameplay, but with a hell of a lot of RPG elements and strategy involved. Can't plug the game anymore, can I really? So I'm going to leave it there. Remember, the heroic events will be starting later today, providing I get this video up on time. So with that being said, have a lot of fun with SEGA Heroes, and I'll catch you on the flip side.